like how it does that.
We're here.
We're here.
Mhm.
Okay. We'll just kind of wait a minute and see if we get people that come on in.
As soon as I
Uh,
said we're here, the door like pushed open.
well, we don't have anyone on yet. We'll see how it goes. We'll just do
Okay,
what we do. We'll just go ahead and continue to talk with each other. But
I
for
reckon.
anyone that, yeah, for anyone that's here, welcome to the Anne and Claudine live. Um, We are here for entertainment purposes only, but what we talk about, we take very seriously. And it is for the people who have ears to hear it and eyes to see it. And we are not doctors and we are not nurses, or we don't even know much about the medical field, Western medical field, or Australia medical field. We just talk from our anecdotal evidence of what we've been through spiritually and physically and as a human on this planet. And we just want to bring it to you guys. Today, we're going to talk a lot about earthing. We're going to talk about Mother Gaia, who is a very special being to me and to Anne. This is something her and I talk about quite often. We really enjoy speaking about Mother Gaia. And we're going to talk about courage. And we're going to talk about 3 a.m. wake ups and cortisol. And we're going to try to talk a little bit about detoxing, eliminating the channels before a detox. So hopefully we'll be able to get to all these subjects today. If not, we can always save them for next week. We have next Monday and Tuesday to chat about this stuff too. So I'm Claudine, the creator of Elevated by Claudine. I own a healing facility in Glendale, Arizona, where I help people get off of pharmaceutical, street drugs, alcohol, onto plant-based medicine. I am a dosing specialist and so much more. But that's just what I'm going to talk about right now, and that's it. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Anne, and I'm going to let Anne introduce herself and her beautiful gifts that she has.
I'm Anne. I live in Australia in um, a place called the Gold Coast, which is in Queensland, Australia. So, for anyone who knows where that is, I work at a Thai restaurant, waitressing, front cutting vegetables, everything. And I am a very good energy reader. Um, I've always been very sensitive to energy growing up. I grew up very like different. I grew up in a cult of all things, and yeah. Um, I never took to it much at all. I kind of always lived in my own world, but I was always just very like I always felt and knew things were going to happen. I had a lot of dreams when I was younger, which I didn't really understand, but I remembered and I kind of had them throughout my life. And then as I got older, um, those a lot of those dreams came true. So I don't know if that's like being psychic. I don't know if that's dreaming my own life. Like I'm not too sure, but yeah. So I still dream now. I didn't dream for a bit because I like to turn myself. I really turned myself off for a big chunk of my life because I didn't understand what it was. It kind of just would make me confused. So it was easier. I grew up seeing ghosts. I grew up in Thailand, so in Thailand is it's very Buddhist. They have a very different kind of spiritual world to like where I live now in Australia. And in Thailand, I know it's not just me. I know any kid that grew up in Thailand will say the same thing that ghosts exist because you see a lot of them in Thailand. For some reason, I don't know if it's the Thai culture. I don't know if it's the Buddhist religion. I don't know if it's just the land because it is very old original land. Like the original Thai people are still there, so maybe the ancestral energy sticks around more. I don't know, but all I know is that you see a lot more ghosts in Thailand, like visually. So I grew up seeing a lot of that as a young child, which made me so scared, so scared of the spirit world. So I really, when I came to this country and I had kids, I really like turned that side off as much as I could in every way. Because I'm like, I don't want to see no more ghosts. I don't want to hear them, see them. Please do not communicate with me. So But
So
yeah, so
Aaron has the eyes to see the etheric world, is what I like to call it. Yeah, some people call it the underworld or whatever you want to call it, but she has a complete communication with it. She has no veil. Um, she's able to see the intertwined, the intermingle that we have between our 3D world and that realm too. So this is very real for both of us. I can see
absolutely.
things too, but I'm different. I have different gifts. Um, I sleep. Nothing bothers me when I sleep. So,
You 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 sense you do pick up a lot of stuff, but like you and also you make medicine, which that's its own spiritual gift in itself. Like I don't know how to make the medicine you make. That is a very amazing gift that you have, and the way you can heal people, the way you can heal people with your medicine. I think that is like, I am in awe of you all the time, and I
thank you.
always will listen to you even above my own thoughts at times with advice, because I think like, wow, this lady can make medicine that heals people. So yeah,
Yes.
I don't think you need to explain much about yourself, Claudine.
No, 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 no. Nobody does what I do. So that's what's so interesting that I love, about me, because I've never met anyone quite like me. And my gifts are because
It's amazing.
I can hear I can hear the plants, I can hear things. I have a lot of visions. Mine just come in visions like a little movie.
Mhm.
And then I just write it down real quick. And that's just how
Mhm.
things come to me because if I don't hang on to it, I'm that type of a person. If I'm not practicing it, I lose it. It's
Mhm.
just
For
the way it
sure.
is with me. And I
But
don't think
that's how spiritual gifts work too.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're always improving. So we
Yeah.
got Victor. Hi, Victor. It's really good to
Hi.
see you.
Hi, Nova. Oh, is it Victor? Hi,
Yeah,
Victor.
yeah, Victor from Louisiana. He's messaged me a few times. Okay, so for you guys who have been messaging me on Facebook and on Messenger and stuff, I'm sorry I don't get back to you guys right away. I did break my foot last week, you guys. So it's kind of slowed me down a little bit, and I've been really doing a lot of self-care. I try to get to your guys' messages as soon as I can. But so he says, being connected to the fourth dimension, that's where the spirits are. Yes, yes, we have.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could call them dimensions, realms, whatever you want to call them. That's fine. I mean, those are our titles
I
for
call
them.
them dimensions.
Do. I just, I just call them. To me, it's just all one big thing. Either you see it or you don't see it.
Mm. I say dimensions because this is how I see it. I see us as 3D. I see there's another dimension next to me that's 4D, and then I see 5D and 6D, and we're all living in the same space. But the
Yes,
dimensions are just like you can't
yes.
see them, but they're right there.
They're
We're just a great
intermingle. We
version.
intermingle with them all the time, and
Yes,
either you're going to see them and you're going to hear them, or you're not. But yeah,
exactly.
whatever you want to call them. Yeah, we have so many titles,
Yeah.
but
Fourth dimension. And
yeah,
and and 4D is also AI, and that's how you can transfer a lot of that stuff through AI. Like that's how, like if you look at porn, you're going to get some kind of sexual demon that will come through and inhabit your body and your mind through that channel, because that's how they can transfer, is through. I learned this from Elizabeth April. She taught how 4D worked, and once I understood what she was saying, I went, that makes so much sense. So she said, try and stay out of 4D. So pretty much try and stay off your phone in AI. But that's where your 4D is. So, and a lot of demons come from that 4D realm and that 4D dimension. So that's why you need to be careful with social media and when you are using any of this kind of stuff, because they can transfer much easier than if you were just like hanging around in the trees and with animals. They can't transfer as easily, but you take your phone, whatever you look at, they can transfer through that. So that's what I
well, they
am.
could do so much more than that. That's just a little teeny bit, a
Yeah,
part
they
of
can
it,
read your minds, they can hear you. So
and we can hear and see them too, if you choose to. If you're that open to it. Um, But okay, so it's the month of June, you guys. It's June 2nd. And to me, June is really important because of the solstice. We have the solstice coming up, being connected to the fourth dimension. That's where the spirits are. Hey, okay, I think, did I put that on there? Yeah, I already put that on there. Hold on, we got another comment that came in. And what did he see? I can't see it on here.
Right? Spirits communicate through it. Yeah. Spirits communicate through AI. It is very true. They do. They can hear it. They can read your mind. Look at, sometimes you'll be talking about something you're looking for, and then you go into your Facebook and you'll just have ad after ad of what you were just talking about. Like,
That's so creepy. That to me, that I
yeah,
don't like that. I don't like that. I
they can hear you.
my ideal life would be no electronics in my home if I could like nothing of that would exist in my home ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah,
it's just
like
so
back in
weird.
our days, how it was.
Yeah, I'd go back to just the landline, and yeah, because it's just so
Mm-hmm.
creepy out there. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
like when
It
that
is.
happens. Yeah, or what if you're just thinking it, then
Yep,
you ever go on your
and it
phone and
pops
it's there
up.
and you're like, what the heck?
It's they can read your mind. They can see it through your eyes. The nanobots, the parasites, they're like they can communicate through it. There's something there. That's all I
Yep.
know. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's happening. You'll think something, and then it will always be showing up on your phone, and it's like, hey, I didn't say it. I only thought it. How come
Yeah.
you? Who's
Get,
reading my
get,
mind?
get out of here.
Get away. I don't
Go
like
away.
people. Yeah, I don't
I
like it
start
when
burning
things like that.
everything. I start saging and my incense out and
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
um,
I just turn off my phone and like, no, you're
I
not
turn my
reading.
phone off a lot. Yeah, I turn my phone off and my computer off a lot when I'm not using it all the time. And I'll get comments. You own a business. Do you think you should be doing that? I'm like, I don't care. They'll leave a
It's
message. I'll get back to them. I promise. I get back
not.
to everybody.
It's ease of
Um,
mind.
but anyway, so this is the month of June. On June 20th, we will have the solstice, which
Mhm.
yes, I think it's a beautiful time to start because we're on the second to start connecting to Mother Gaia.
Do people know what the solstice is?
Well,
Should
we're
we
going to talk
explain?
about that. We will talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
And we're so disconnected from Mother Gaia. We are so much, and it's on purpose. It's by design that we are disconnected. And I went ahead and I wrote a bunch of stuff down, you guys. This is just stuff that I've heard throughout my life about it, and it also has to do with the mitochondria. Okay, and I like talking about the mitochondria. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's your powerhouse energy cell. That's the set. It's the cell inside your cells that generate. It is the powerhouse of all energy, and I think it's very important. And when you connect to Mother Gaia, that is what's kind of getting rejuvenated. Also, your blood is too. You're very lucky, Victor. He's out in the heart of
Drink
nature right now. Yeah, he has no Wi-Fi. He's very lucky.
outside the hard. Lucky, lucky, lucky. It's better for your health, I think, too.
Okay, so this is some of the stuff I've written down, you guys. Okay, you need electrons for energy. It's called the electron transport chain in the mitochondria. Okay. It generates adenosine triphosphate. Okay, adenosine triphosphate, which is also known as ATP molecules, often referred to as the energy currency of the metabolism. The ADP plays a crucial role in energy transfer within cells. Does that make sense? Are you guys following along on this? Does that make sense, Anne? Do you
Sort
get it?
of. Not kind of like I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
listen.
yeah,
I
when
feel
you're
like
grounding, yeah, what we're talking about right now is kind of like the scientific part of it, okay? The stuff
I
that
think
they've
you
had
have to like
studies.
explain it in a simple way.
Okay, so the ATP is short for, like I just said, the adenosine triphosphates, okay,
But what's
which are
that?
inside the, yeah, they're in, that is part of the mitochondria, okay, the
Okay.
powerhouse cells. It's the currency of our body. That's
Okay.
how it works. Okay, that's just how it works. With our biological system.
Mm-hmm.
By generating this electrical energy when we connect to Earth through the proper conductive, like
Okay.
dirt, grass.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, how okay, I heard you can ground if the sidewalk is wet or the rocks are wet. I've heard through different types of scientists and different people who talk about earthing. People who I bought my earthing mat, they have told me, yes, you are still earthing as long as the ground is wet. But if it's not, you're not grounding, and you have to be barefoot too. You can't have anything on your feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that. I understand that.
Yeah. Um, so it's our biological system by generating this electrical energy. When we connect to the earth through the by connective surface, there's a transfer of electrons that slowly go into your body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The very second you touch the earth, the body is saturated with electrons
Mm-hmm.
instantaneously, just like that. They say that you can't even measure it. It's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Scientists can't measure it. They've tried.
Mm-hmm.
So, so when the electrons from the earth enter the body, it coats your red blood cells. This is interesting. I'm hoping Nova's listening, okay, because this is so important for her. She's got to start earthing. Like, I really want her earthing
Mm-hmm.
because, okay, so it coats the red blood cells. And so the cells repel each other and they can't clump up. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're disconnected, yes, when you're disconnected, your blood cells clump up.
Mm-hmm.
When you're earthing, it's like a natural blood thinner. They
Okay.
unclump. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yes, isn't that kind of cool? I thought so too. I've been doing this research for a while. So okay, okay, and then they can't clump. The blood can't clump up.
Mm.
And the thickness of the blood goes down. It thins out.
Mm. It's very
Hmm.
interesting. I
I
find that.
know, right? And this
Yeah.
is why this is like, I'm really going to talk to Nova about this one if she's not watching today. If you're watching, Nova, oh my gosh, we got Victor from Sweden in the house.
Hello,
Hello, Victor. We got Victor. Okay,
Victor.
so the blood, it gets thin. Okay, goes down. Okay, and it's easier for the heart to pump the blood. The blood pressure goes down. Cardiovascular issues go away. And this is what's happening when you are grounding. And
Mm-hmm.
one time I saw somebody who did a documentary, and I'm going to talk about this at the end, where they're showing the person has this monitor on him, okay, and they're monitoring him, and he's grounding, and the guy who's next to him isn't grounding. He's got
Mm-hmm.
shoes on,
Mm-hmm.
and the monitor's showing that he's got all this blood flow, and he's just like eliminating illuminating his aura and stuff. And he goes to touch the guy who has the rubber shoes on, and the guy starts he's now grounding,
Because you're grounding with a human.
even though
That's
he's
pretty
got the
cool.
rubber shoes on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I remember
that
seeing
is
that was,
cool.
and that kind of
Interesting.
neat. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it makes a lot
interesting.
of sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. It's almost like Mother Earth is like we're like the battery, and Mother Earth is like the central station. And when you stand on her, the battery like is like getting charged up just by standing on Mother Earth. Like it's emitting
Yeah.
energy into you to recharge you, and we're
Yeah, and we were disconnected from that, so I'm just going into a
absolutely.
little bit of the science part of it because I found this very interesting as I was doing my research and as I've been learning, I'm very much into earthing. That's what I've been doing with my foot that's been broken. And I think the swelling's gone, and all I have is the bruising and the broken bone now. And
Yeah,
the bone is starting to itch, which means it's healing.
that's good. That's good. It's healing. Yeah,
Uh-huh. So the
very good.
surplus of electrons so it gives us this surplus of electrons, in
Yeah.
our body. So when we don't have that, we get the opposite.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, well, you disconnect, and you're having to be charged up by something. So what are you being charged up by?
so
If
this
it's not
tells
Mother
me,
Earth.
right, well, you're not getting charged up, you're getting inflammation. That is what's getting that's not getting charged up, is you're getting inflammation. The blood thickens, you get the inflammation, you get disconnected, and
Hmm.
then your blood starts to clot because it thickens and
Hmm.
it increases inflammation. I'm just thinking maybe the thinning of the blood is the reason for physical corporeal systems to go into balance.
I don't know. This stuff is complicated for me. I get the Earth thing, and what it's doing to us. I get that. I understand all of that. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so in this documentary that I've been watching for quite some time, it came out in 2018, okay, and I watched it three
Hmm.
different times, okay. In the very beginning, I think I learned about grounding and earthing. I want to say I wasn't introduced to it until like 2017.
Hmm.
And it's still, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was too simple. What do you mean? I'm going to just put my feet in the ground and it's going to hit. Like, it was too simple.
Yeah.
So just went right over my head. And then 2018, sometime around there, I think I saw this documentary and I was like, oh, okay, kind of sort of understood it, not a whole lot. Then I came across it's only on YouTube, and it came across my YouTube again recently, a couple months ago, and I watched it again. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I totally understood everything they were talking about now.
Hmm.
So I got a lot of this from that documentary. I just wrote my notes down and stuff. And in there, they have this lady who has a baby. She's a doctor. And she
Hmm.
has this little baby, and the baby is crying and crying and crying, and she can't never settle the baby. But she noticed when she went outside with the baby and she was barefooted, the baby stopped crying.
Hmm.
So she pretty much ended up having to live outside barefooted with the baby while she was because she would cry if she stepped foot in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
It makes
know,
sense.
isn't
It
yeah,
makes like it does. It does. But
it's
we're
inflammation.
mother. But we're mother.
We're
So
mother, exactly.
it would only make sense for us to get recharged in every way when we go and put our feet into her. Like you said, you can't like, and that doesn't mean like go walk out on your cement in front of the house and that's going to ground you. No, you
Mm-mm.
have to like be physically in
A
connection
conductive,
with
yeah, you need
with
a
the mother.
conduct, yeah.
Yeah, whether
Dirt,
it's
you
a
need
body
dirt.
of water of hers, ocean, fresh water, or if it's a tree or the ground you're putting your feet into. But it makes sense.
Just think about when you go to the beach. Yeah, because you're literally thinning them. Okay, what do they give you when you're on your period, whenever you have inflammation? What do they give you? What is the
Aspirin,
number?
blood thinner.
Ibuprofen, a blood
Yeah,
thinner. Are you
yeah,
the dots connecting now?
yeah.
Ah, so yes, it's a natural blood thinner that eliminates your inflammation. But we've been disconnected from that. And
Mhm.
I want to say that I'm old enough to remember before shoes were super popular. Like before, okay? I remember when I was a little girl or when I was growing up as a young person, um, all the shows that we watched, I don't know if the shows are the same for you in Australia, but like Little House on the Prairie, the
Mhm.
Waltons,
Mhm.
they were all barefooted in the shows, in the movies.
Mhm. Yeah,
and they're
sure.
barefooted. All
For
the
sure. It's
shows
very different
Dennis
from
the Menace, all these shows back then, they were barefooted all the time. Go back and look at them. They really, because I still watch those shows. So
Mhm.
I yeah. Um now the darkness had to come and disconnect us from Mother Gaia for a reason because we
Mhm.
create with her, right?
Mhm.
And so then shoes came popular, Nike,
Mhm. Yeah.
Jordans. And then our culture changed to where you're it wasn't about what outfit you're wearing, what shoes are you wearing, and what outfit you're going to wear with those shoes. That's
Mhm.
where we're at now.
Exactly, completely. And we've got more buildings, we've got more houses, we have less true mother to go walk on. Like, yeah, we've been fully disconnected in every way possible. Like, it's such a disconnection that people wouldn't even understand the disconnection. It's just what society now is. We go to shopping centers, we go to, places that are built. So we're not really ever, you know, maybe in maybe in like the more country type of places, or if you live near the beach and you're going to the beach all the time. But if you live in the city, you're not getting many opportunities to walk on true mother, because everything's been concreted. You're going to buildings, you're living in your house. So yeah, we've been
I mean,
truly disconnected.
just think about how it feels when you go to the beach. There's nothing
Mhm.
better than when we, it's Victor from Sweden.
Hi, Victor.
I know. I'm so glad you guys are here.
So
So
sweet.
just and everyone should be able to relate to this. If you've ever been to just a nice park with nice grass, with a nice tree, or the beach. The beach is going to be my number one example because there's nothing like it when you go to the beach and you're barefooted. Like everything just goes away. Everything melts away. You have no problems.
Oh, it's awesome. I love walking on the sand. It is very nice.
It
How that
feels so good. Yeah.
it does.
I,
And
I think
I know what you mean, like how walking it, like what it thins your blood and stuff, like for sure. I feel it when I go and even when I
Hold
go
on,
and
you guys. Hold on. I'm
okay.
super sorry, and hold on real quick. I I have no packaging at home. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll package this. Not working. You're not wearing the damn brakes. Hold on, I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna break.
I can't see anyone's comments, guys, so I can't talk to
You're right off
anybody.
the tree. All right. Thank you. I'll go talk to you later. Okay. I know you're busy this week. Sorry, you guys. My assistant just came in and look what I got. I got eggs from the chicken and I got tomatoes.
Ooh, ooh, fancy.
Sorry, guys. And I got fresh peaches from the peach tree.
Ooh, fancy. Very
I'm going to
nice.
be eating good this week. Okay.
Lucky.
I know. I'm so lucky, aren't I? Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So
So grounding is very important.
it is. And then, I know you've had your experiences with Mother Gaia. I know you
Oh,
felt her. I know you have
absolutely.
seen her. You have heard her.
Absolutely.
You've dreamed about her. She's a real being.
She is.
She is, you guys.
She really is.
She's a celestial in herself. And she's a female celestial. She's got very strong female energy.
Yes.
To me, she is part of source. Now, with
Yeah.
Anne, it's Anne's God. She feels that Mother Gaia is her God, which I think is beautiful. For me, I believe she's a part of source. She's the female part. I mean, yeah, the feminine divine part of source. And it's okay to have our differences. Neither one of us are wrong or right. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we love her and we honor her. And she is my first mother. And we come from her, you guys. Our
Mhm.
corporeal body, this human body that we have, has more microbiome, is made of more microbiome cells than we are human cells. And I've said that many times, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. And that is who we are. Our avatar, what you chose to be here on this planet, comes from her. A gift. She's always gifting us all the time. Without her, we wouldn't survive. She gives us everything we need: food, clothing, medicine, shelter.
She does.
Hmm.
She is
Um,
our creator.
she is. She is the creator of this planet, and she is this shit, if you ask me. So just this month, I just want to, I just really want to start talking about it early in the month, because I just feel we should walk a little softer, and let's go barefooted. As
Hmm.
much as possible. Take those shoes off, you guys, and connect with her and feel her. I promise you, you will feel her. She is divine. She is beautiful. I've had my own experiences of going on journeys with her. Every time I gave birth, it was her that helped. That she's the one who came into my body and helped me get the baby out. And I felt
Hmm.
her 1000%. I had nothing. I had no control of it whatsoever. It was amazing. And Nan's given birth
Hmm.
twice too. And I don't know if you went natural or not, but
I
I
did.
did.
I had my
Yeah.
kids. I didn't even get drugged. I didn't even get the that one to the epidural. I
Yeah.
wanted it both times, but both times they went, "Oh no, you're too far along. Like the baby's coming. We can't do it now." I'm like, "What?" I
No, but
thought
it's good
it was
though,
a
because
process.
mother was there
It
with
is.
you. She had it all under control. She
I
did.
believe. So. I believe that absolutely. Childbirth is definitely one of those things, isn't it? That
Yes. Yes. And
really.
then there's the spiritual aspects of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I wrote on the spiritual aspects is just, so there are two things. There are the electrons from the earth, and there's the electrical rhythms of the earth. And that's very important for setting our biological clocks, our biological rhythms, circadian rhythms, and our seasonal rhythms.
Mm-hmm.
It, our seasonal rhythms, here we go with the solstice, this is where the solstice comes in, you guys, is programmed into our body. Okay. And when I say seasonal rhythms, I am talking about winter, spring, fall, and summer. Okay. And these are the times when I believe when we should be doing detoxes. We should always detox, always during these times
Mm-hmm.
where we're going into the either the it's the solstice or the equinox.
The
And that's
solstice.
how we get our seasons. Okay. The way we get our seasons is that mother moves around the sun, or Gaia does. Okay. She moves around the sun at an axis, an axis tilt. At I have, what is it? Do you know the degree tilt?
No.
At 23 degrees is the tilt of the axis as she goes around. And it takes what, 300? We got 365 days, yeah, in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And during the solstice, this is when we get large amounts of sunlight. Well, depends on what part of the equator you're on.
It does. It does. Like we're going into winter and you guys are going into summer. And then for your summer solstice, we're going into summer and you guys are going into winter.
Right.
So,
Where your days get shorter and our day, well, it's going to be the longest day of the year on June 20th. And then for her, for Australia, it'll be the shortest day.
mm-hmm.
And it's all because of the way mother moves around the sun
Mm-hmm.
on an axis at a 23-degree tilt. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what the solstice is. And
Mm-hmm.
then 6 months from now, we'll go into our winter solstice, and then Anne will be going into her summer solstice,
Mm-hmm.
which is really kind of
Yeah.
cool. And let me
I
see
love
what I got
solstice.
here.
I love the energy of solstice time. I
I do
always love
too.
it. I really,
I
really
love
love
the solstice. Yeah, it just feels so good. And then that's when it's a really good time, you guys. So you got till now until the 20th to get your detox together. What are you going to do to honor yourself, to honor mom, and to get yourself flushed out? Because she's detoxing, she's getting rid of all of her toxins.
it. Mm-hmm.
And that's part of our rhythm, our seasonal rhythm. We go in and out. So we're always changing, we're always evolving. Like I said before, she's a celestial body, a heavenly body, a cosmic body, whatever you want to call her. But we definitely have been disconnected from her. And I just wanted to kind of just talk about that today, about the disconnect, and it's time to connect back with Mother Gaia.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Um,
Take off your
yeah.
shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Take off them shoes. Walk
Mm-hmm.
on your bare feet. It's good. It's even good for your body. It's good, like when you like even jumping up and down, jump up and down on your feet. Like even that's good. That's good for your lymphatic system. Like just be barefoot sometimes, and feel every toe and jump around on it, and even like squat down on it and move around and feel your feet. Like it's good. It's good for moving your lymphatic system to flush out, like all of it. It's from head to toe, but it makes sense. It's very interesting because one time I remember I did a hypnotherapy session, and I got on the table, and like you're conscious of what's going on, but you're working with a different kind of like consciousness inside you. And I remember the lady said to me, she goes, "What can you feel?" And I was sitting on this bed, and my feet were in front of me, and I was sitting up, and I was just looking at my feet, and I'm like, I can't feel my feet. And like I just kept saying it. And I'm like, but I like was super conscious. I could not feel my feet no matter what. I felt like just dead from the waist down, and I couldn't connect to my feet. And I'm like, I could, and I just kept saying, I can't feel my feet. And yeah, it was really, but it made like, how many of us actually sit there and can know what's going on with our feet? Like, connect to the feet, and then get
Right.
the feet to connect to Mother Earth. it makes
Yes.
it
And
makes
because
absolute sense.
it does, and because we've been disconnected from it, it's caused the inflammation, which has caused, okay, so when I say disease, I like to say dis-ease. Okay.
Dis-ease.
What is disease? Dis-ease. Spell it out.
Yeah.
Dis-ease. You're uneasy, you're uncomfortable. Uh-oh, we lost Anne. She'll probably come back in. Hold on, you guys. All right, she'll come back in. There she goes. She comes
I'm
back in.
very
Okay,
sorry.
I knew you were gonna come back. I go, oh, she'll be back in. Hold on. Five,
So
four,
annoying.
three, two. Oh, there she is. So yeah, so we've been disconnected, and now we are dealing with dis-ease,
Mm-hmm.
discomfort to inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
It all started with the disconnect, us being
Yeah.
disconnected again. I'm going to say it. So,
Yeah. For
you
sure.
know, so now we know if you walk on the barefooted on the grass, or in the mud, or in the water, or in the dirt, wherever, even if you're just in your garden, you'll
Mm-hmm.
start to connect, and you will feel it. You will feel the vibration. I always do. I always feel so much
Absolutely.
better when I ground.
Absolutely. Me too. I love to ground um in waterfalls. It's I love, there's just something about a fresh flowing waterfall, and that's my best grounding. But otherwise I like the ocean, sands, dirt, and trees. But yeah, I really, when it's summertime, if it was up to me, I would live next to a waterfall and be in it all the time.
Oh,
Because
that's the best
the,
shower ever.
the grounding is just phenomenal for me. Like I find, because it's flowing, like my energy is very like, it's not very like a strong grounded energy. It's very like up in the air. So I find the water works well for me because it's like it's flowing, but it's still grounded. And I
Yes.
love that kind of energy.
It it feels so good. Yeah, I get what you're
Mhm,
saying. There's
mhm.
nothing like it. And plus you feel purified, you feel clean.
Yes.
There's nothing like it. It's the best
No.
shower you possibly can get from Mother Gaia.
Mhm.
So basically, what happens is when you're wearing tennis shoes, you guys, you're building up free radicals in your body, these
Mhm.
toxins.
Mhm.
And you're not restoring your biological rhythm at all. You're destroying it. So I think it's time to take our shoes off. You know how they had that one thing where women were taking their bras off and they were going topless? They were trying to
Mhm.
get rid of the bras. Well, I think we should do that same movement for the shoes.
Okay. Take the shoes off. I agree
Take
with
the
you.
shoes off.
Whenever I do a workout, because I do all my workouts at home, when I finish my workout, I always take my shoes off and I do a set period of just barefoot workouts, and that's jumping around, that is stretching, that is anything on my feet, but to just really get that feeling and sensation into my feet. I find it just, I find it makes such a difference for some reason, the workout with my shoes on and the workout without my shoes on. And I really enjoy the ones without my shoes on. Like I really feel my ankles, I feel my toes, I feel all of it. And it kind of like gets all that stiffness that sits in our feet, because we have a fascia point in our ankle that connects all the way up to our jaw. And when that fascia is loose in our ankle, it loosens up the one up in our jaw. And the fascia runs all throughout. I feel it when I massage that, when I get foot massage anything, I feel it all loosen up. I even feel my stomach will start to make funny noises and start to loosen up when I get foot massages, and it goes all the way up into your jawline. So yeah, it's amazing how connected our entire physical body is too. So I've really liked the barefoot thing of
Yeah,
taking your shoes off.
take it.
And
And I work out barefooted too. I'm the same as you.
yeah,
I'm always barefooted.
yeah, it's
And with
good.
me, and with me breaking my foot, because I do live across the street from a really nice dog park. I've sent you the pictures of the tree, and
Hmm.
I put my foot, since it's been broken. And I've been going out there I've been trying to do 2 hours a day. It goes by so fast for me
Hmm.
on the roots, because the tree's roots are
Hmm.
this tree is just so enormous that its
Beautiful. I
roots are coming.
love
Yeah,
it.
and I've been putting my heel, because the bottom of my heel, like let's say this is my foot, this part right here is broken underneath
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
the side. So I've been rubbing it on the tree's
Mm. Yeah,
roots, and my inflammation is gone. I got a pretty nasty bruise, and the broken bone's still there, but the inflammation is gone, and I think
that's
that's miraculous. Yeah, I think that's incredible. And I'm 1 week into this, so
good. You'll
it,
heal quickly.
I will. But you know what, you guys, just get in alignment and get into
Mhm.
synchronicity with Mother Gaia. Seriously, take your
Mhm.
shoes off. You're gonna feel a
I
bit. It's good.
agree.
It feels so good. I never thought shoes were comfortable, so I've
Mhm.
always had problems with all kinds of shoes. Even when I was a runner, I was an avid runner for what, 15 years. I never could find a comfortable shoe ever. It always made my feet tingle. Like they'd fall asleep. They feel like they were falling asleep.
Yeah, I never really wore shoes as a kid. I grew up in Asia, so we didn't wear a
Oh,
lot of
you're
shoes.
lucky.
I was
You're
climbing
lucky.
trees, and yeah, I didn't really wear shoes. My feet are like feet that didn't wear slippers or enclosed shoes. Like my toes are like spread out like a monkey. My boyfriend always goes, "You've got monkey feet." I'm like, "Yeah, but like I didn't really wear shoes. I was like running around barefoot and climbing trees." But
Yeah, I can pick things up with my feet really fast.
same, same. If there's something on the
I hand them
floor,
to
or
myself, pick it up with my toe and pick it up.
I know. I don't even think twice. That's how I pick things up. It's like I never bend over. It's like sweet toes were for, but yeah, the feet,
Yes, yeah, I just
the
really
feet
hope
are
that
my
we help someone out there with this today.
kryptonite. But I've always, even another thing I want to talk about feet about is, you know how we have chakras. So we have the crown chakra. We have all this, our chakra system up here, but I've always heard this thing that we actually have more chakras than the chakra system gives us, that tells us like everything is a chakra. And then I heard your feet are your bottom chakra, like that's, and the feet is what takes all the other chakras to places. Like the feet are the bottom chakra. They're the most closest to the bottom things, like the bad thing, hell, what and stuff. And you have to be very careful, because the feet chakra is what takes, that's what's taking you Like, think about it. That's what takes you to the nightclubs. That's what takes you to that thing. And you're taking all your other chakras to what it is. So the feet chakra, like, that's such a powerful chakra because of,
It's
you know,
so important. Yes, yes.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
hooves. That's what's taking us to those
Yep.
um
They're your
choices.
Lamborghinis.
The what?
Lamborghinis.
Things. I just think of Baphomet, how they draw Baphomet, because that's what I read about the feet was, how they draw Baphomet and he's got the two little hooves, and
Uh-huh.
that's how he's drawn. He doesn't have four like a normal buffalo or whatever he's meant to be, or goat. He just has the two hooves, and that's the chakra, the feet chakra. We are more connected to that, and I was like, whoa, like I'm going to be more conscious where my feet are going from now on, because
Yes, indeed, indeed.
yeah. And so, yeah, the feet. How important are our feet? Very
They're the
important.
most important part of your body, I believe. Your
Hmm.
feet. I learned that this all when my lymphatic system went out last year, and I had so much pain in my feet, I couldn't walk.
Hmm.
Oh, I will never forget it. And that is when I sat down on my bum, on my rear, and I said, I am so sorry, feet. I am so sorry for all the trauma I have caused you. I mean, I have ran miles and miles, thousands of miles, and I never gave them the gratitude that they deserved. And
No.
I deserve to get pushed down on my butt like that and not be able to use my feet because I was not giving the gratitude to them that they deserve. And ever since then, I do so much for my feet. Another one of my favorite things I like to do is I like to use my shower steamers. Remember, I showed you I was making
Hmm.
those. Well, what I've been doing with them is I'm putting them in a bathtub
Hmm.
at night since I broke my foot, and I put them in there with the shower steamers, and I just love on them, and I just say we're okay, and so and I talk to my feet all the time, and
Good. That's good.
I'm great. Yeah, like you said, I would not get from A to B without my feet.
Exactly. It's
I
way.
would be dependent on people to take me.
Yep. Your feet are very important. Your
Very important.
Your feet
Very
should
im
be cared for. Whenever I go get massages, I never get body massages. I always get feet massages, because a lot of, like, all your stomach channels are in your feet and in your legs. And I reckon a foot massage is way more effective for my physical body than a body massage, because it actually goes and helps with my stomach when they massage my feet. So your feet
yes.
are phenomenal things. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much more than like I said, when I went under hypnotherapy, I couldn't feel my feet. I was totally disconnected from my feet. And that's all I was like, what? I can't feel my feet. I couldn't believe I couldn't feel my feet. But then afterwards, I was like, wow, like, what are our feet? Our feet are very important things. And I need to connect to my feet consciously a lot more in every way. So, you know, yeah,
Yes.
take care of your feet.
It's
Take,
very important. And then anyone who want to learn more about earthing, go to YouTube. It's called the Earthing Movie. The Earthing Movie. I'll put it in the comments.
movie.
Yeah, on YouTube. It is a wonderful, it's a really good documentary on earthing. It is an hour long, but it goes by real fast because they talk about so much cool stuff about it, and they get scientific-y on it too. So it's kind of cool if
Mhm.
you're a scientific-y type person.
For
And then they
sure.
get real spiritual. Yeah, they get real spiritual on it. And I do want to Victor said, Claudine, don't forget of the nomies and the elementals. You're right. We shouldn't forget about the nomies and the elementals because they are the ones who help protect mother while she's doing what she's doing with the mushrooms, helping the connection.
Hmm.
Um, and you're right, we can't forget them. We've got a couple more comments that came in. Okay. Oh, I like this one. This is cute. Victor's. I think we hit home somewhere. I'm planning on going barefooted more often. No, I'm going to go barefooted more. Yes, take the shoes off, especially you being in the woods. Oh my
Mm,
gosh.
definitely. I would always be walking around if I could.
Oh, yes, you're in a beautiful spot. And I know you got to be careful because that's what they try to scare you, though. They try to tell you, oh, you're going to step on this, you're going to step on that. But you learn as time goes by. Actually, this was a trip. I would go up to the Grand Canyon. I'd go visit David and Christian, and
Mhm.
their property pretty much was on a tarantula cave. Okay, where their
Mhm.
property was, and so there's a lot of like cactuses, dried cactuses and stuff. And you'd see David just walking right through the desert, right on top of all the cactuses and everything.
Oh my God, I can see that.
I was like, how do you do that? He's like, you get used to it. He never got bit. Nothing.
Easy.
Nothing.
I know. But
Untouched.
that's like people can walk on glass, like those magic people can walk on glass.
Yep. Yep. And his feet were
Amazing.
beautiful. Oh my gosh. Him and Christian had the most beautiful feet. I was like, oh my gosh.
Amazing.
I know. It's
Amazing.
so
Like they
amazing.
float across it. They learn how to float across it.
Exactly. It's so such a coolest thing. You see, we got
Mm.
another comment here. I always went barefooted when I was a child until I was, yes, most of us were barefooted, Victor, when we were, because it's a natural thing. We want to be barefooted. We don't want these shoes on. We only have these shoes because society has put that on us. They have disconnected us from that feeling of wanting to be barefooted.
Yeah. If you live in the cities, you want to be wearing shoes. I live in a city, very built up type of area, so I will always wear shoes when I go out because it is
Yeah.
dirty. In Thailand, you always like unless you're at your house, like you take off your shoes in your house and stuff. But when you go out, you always wear shoes because it's very dirty, the ground. In this country, when I first moved here, I noticed a lot of people didn't wear shoes, but that was like 20 odd years ago. Now, I think more people wear shoes because it is a bit dirty, like in the built up areas. So, but not on the beach and stuff.
The
But
animals are always barefooted, Anne.
I know, but I would not go out just always barefoot. I'm too dirty. And when I come home, and I don't like to wear. A lot of people wear their shoes in the house in this country, but I don't like to. In Thailand, you're not supposed to wear your shoes from outside into the house. It's
And
very like,
did
yeah,
you know that native people, you couldn't go in their teepee with your shoes on, or if
yeah.
they
I
had a
was
cabin,
surprised.
you know
Yeah.
what the aunties would say in the with the natives, you know, if they tell people,
Mhm. What?
those create disease.
Mm. I believe
Not allowed in my space.
that's what I mean. That's why you gotta wear them when you're out because you have to protect your feet because things do seep into your feet through your feet. So you want to wear them when you're like out in public, but yeah, not in your house. I same as in Thailand. You don't bring your shoes into the house. You always leave your outside shoes outside the door, and then you walk into the house. But in this country, people will just walk in and out with their shoes, and oh, I don't know how they do it. I don't agree with it. It's kind of dirty. It's yucky. Lots of germs, but
Um, uh,
using lavender
and then there's one more thing I wanted to say is for
foot
people who
bath.
can't go out, if you can't go out grounding, you don't have a grass space, you can't find anything, you can always buy a grounding mat.
Mhm.
And as far as I know about them, because I own one myself, I sleep on top of a grounding mat. And that's helped my foot too. Last night I wrapped my foot in it last night and I elevated it the best I could. And I woke up this morning with absolutely no inflammation in my foot. So I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. It's working. And I also know it works too because last November, okay, so I got sick in September, October. In November, I was still sick. I still had really bad pain in my legs and in my feet. I could not get rid of it, but it was only happening at nighttime. That's why I got my grounding mat. Well, actually, two, my clients got a grounding mat, and then they're like, Claudine, you've got to try this. And I did. And within a week, my everything was gone. I was fine.
That's
All the
amazing.
pain was gone. Yeah. Yep.
Never used one.
And I was back exercising about around January, just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. Um,
Awesome.
so it's your birthright, you guys. This is our birthright to be barefooted.
For sure.
And then we've got, oh, using lavender oil on foot bath. Yes, Victor, my shower balms that I make them with lavender. So yeah, and my feet love it. They're really
That would
enjoying
be
the
so
lavender.
good
Hmm.
before sleep. lavender oil foot baths. I bet that would
Mm-hmm.
help real well. In
In
Sweden,
Sweden, go ahead, you read it.
I can't really read it. My eyes are so bad. In Sweden, we have custom rule take of the shoes before you enter the house. Yeah.
Ah, I'm moving to Sweden.
See?
That's it. I love those rules.
Yes, so much better. You shouldn't wear your shoes in the house. It's so dirty. Like, it's just yucky. Yucky, yeah. People spit on the ground. You know, at nighttime when people are drunk, they're peeing and on the ground. Like, you just don't know what has been dried up on that ground. I would not bring that
You
into
don't know
my
what energies you're bringing in. I know.
no,
I agree with you
filthy,
1000%.
filthy, filthy, filthy.
Oh,
But,
another thing that I heard too about grounding and earthing is that it helps since it helps with the inflammation in the brain, which
mm,
we know that inflammation in the brain causes depression and anxiety.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I,
So,
I would, I would think it's good for everything, especially if it
yep,
gets the blood flowing, because it
yep,
thins it.
yep. And it all starts, you guys, with all of the electrons for energy to the mitochondria and the ATP. And that is how it works scientifically. So I just had to put that in there. I hope I didn't get too confusing, but I think it made sense once I
No, it
brought
makes
it
sense.
down. Once how it thins the blood. Da, 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 da. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought so
yep,
too.
yep.
Yeah,
It sounds
I
good.
know. At first, you're probably like, "What is she talking about?" And then,
I love hearing I love hearing the scientific explanation to things, but like I love it when science goes and does studies on these types of things and gives us the scientific factual stuff of how it's working on your physical body. And
yeah,
then it's like, because sometimes when you just do spiritual, oh, go ground, like, you know, a lot of people, oh, like that aren't spirit, oh, that sounds like a bunch of, you know, whatever that is. But if there's like a scientific, well, this is what it actually does for you scientifically, you know, people are more open to it, of believing that it's doing something for you, not just some spiritual hoo-ha.
yes, Victor, go barefoot. Go start grounding yourself. Let's see if that doesn't help with your racing mind. And just give it. This is what I do, Victor. Okay. When I'm on earth, okay, and I'm sitting there or I'm standing, whatever I'm doing, okay. The other day I was picking dandelions and I say, Mother, please take these dense negative energies that I have inside of my body, take them and transmute them into happy, healthy, healing, loving energies for you and for me and for the universe. Or whatever. That's just an example. But talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Ask her to take these dense energies. She will take them from you and she will transmute them into love for you or forever or whoever you want it to be for. It's okay. It's just between you and her. She
Mm-hmm.
is so much more than just this ball floating out in the cosmos, you guys. Much bigger than
No,
that. She is.
mother runs through us.
She
Mother
does.
runs through
She
us.
is us. She lives through
Yep,
us.
yep. She is. She is. She's what heals us, because the healing energy inside of you is your own energy, which is mother energy. So, in like in Kundalini, when you have a Kundalini awakening, you know, people say that rises. All it is that energy rising that wants you to deal and heal every single part of your body, all your traumas, all. And Kundalini energy is mother energy. The spirit of Kundalini, very simply broken down, is really just mother energy. That's what it is. In Sanskrit writings, that's who mother is. That's who Kundalini is. It's mother. Like, if you
Mhm.
want to connect to the spirit of her, to the energy of Kundalini, connect to mother. That's who it is. It's not, it's really not that complicated. And that is because mother runs through our body to heal us, and it's our energy. All of it, it's like the same energy. And you feel it. You feel that when you feel that energy running throughout your body, that people call Kundalini, that's just mother running through your body, and that's just you running. It's your energy. Does that make
Yep.
sense? Like you have to heal yourself. For true healing, you have to heal your own physical body. Like you, it's
Yes.
not doctor energy healing you. It's not that medicine. You have to heal your own body, your
Yep.
with your own energy, which is mother energy, which is Kundalini energy, which is mother energy. So
Yeah, mothers always heal. They're just very
yeah.
healing. They're very healing beings. And and she has a language of her own, and that's where light language comes from her. I don't know. That's a whole nother topic itself. Maybe one day Anne and I will do a segment on light language, but light language comes from Mother Gaia.
Mhm.
So, and that's a beautiful thing too, if you can read that, or if you can hear it or feel it. I can. I love it. I love the light language. I just think it's just a really interesting way of her communicating with us. And it can be done through the waters. I've seen light language through water.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, like we said, take the shoes off and
mhm.
connect.
Go and run, Victor. Go run. Like if you have feelings like that, like sometimes just go and like burn it off somehow. Do something active. Like have a burst of energy, get that energy to like flood out of you. Sometimes in us, our energy, like if we're not doing anything and we're sitting around, sometimes that energy builds inside of us, and it can make you feel agitated and your thoughts start to race, and or you feel depressed. Sometimes just getting up and doing something active and just burning whatever energy that's stagnant inside you. Sometimes all that will make a difference to your, to the thoughts and to the feelings that are coming out of you because you're just too exhausted. Like, I don't know. It's a suggestion. It's what I do because for me, I have a lot of thoughts. I think a lot. There's a lot that's always going through, constantly. And I feel if sometimes if I'm not doing anything and I'm just sitting around and not being active, the energy inside me starts to build up and I start to feel kind of agitated. If I do a workout, even a 15-minute workout, it just makes so much difference to my mental health and my emotional health. I just feel like, whoo, like I feel re-energized, but in a good way. I feel some of that energy has been burnt out of me. So I don't know. I think working out is good for that kind of stuff too.
It is. And we've got Victor and Victor here who both have autism, okay? And in this documentary, they talk about okay, so there's classrooms where they have grounding mats
Mm-hmm.
for this school for autism children. I don't know what state it's in. I don't remember. This was a while ago that I saw it, but there is about a good 20 minutes in this documentary where they're talking about how they put grounding mats inside of the classrooms because the teacher said that, and these were all children that were under the age of 10. The
Mm-hmm.
children, I guess they call them runners, and they take off. And I understand what they're talking about with runners because I used to work with autism programs in the Peoria School District. But every time they would find these children that were runners, they would find them in some area where there was grass in the school. And our schools don't have very much grass, trust me,
Mm-hmm.
not here in Arizona. But, anyways, every time they would find these children, they would find them. One, they kicked their shoes off as they're running. All of them did. Every teacher that was talking on this documentary talked about how the first thing the student would do before they took off was throw their shoes.
That's so cute. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So, Victor, I think that because you are autistic, um, and you've had so much taken from you for you to be disconnected from everything that is natural, everything that is right that you naturally want to do has been taken from you, so it's causing all this chaos inside of you. Not only that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's thickening the blood. And look who's here. Nova.
Hello,
Nova joined
Nova.
us. Hey Nova, we were just talking about earthing and grounding and Mother Gaia. I got some really great information regarding how it thins the blood naturally. And it all has to do with the mitochondria and the ATP. And you can go back and watch the video. But I think this is something you need to look at, Nova, especially because it literally thins the blood. The heart cardiovascular issues go away, and it lowers blood pressure. So that's what we've been talking about for the last hour. So hopefully you can go back and watch it and see what we said, because I think this is something that you can take away a lot from Nova on this one. Um, yeah, I was totally thinking about her the whole entire time I was thinking about doing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope she's here to be able to listen.
Yes.
Yeah,
She
she's like, yes, that is very important. Yes, yes, it is very important, Nova. So, I mean, we've got, I know you're working on getting off of these pharmaceuticals. So, you'll have, I know, and everything that's affected is your heart. So, earthing it could totally be something for you, and the earthing mats, which I know we've talked about the earthing mats with her before. So,
Mhm.
anyways, that is all I really have regarding Mother Earth.
Mhm.
I wanted to talk a little bit about courage, but I don't want to take too much time because Anne wanted to talk about 3 a.m. wake ups. Why are we getting woken up at 3 a.m. in the morning? Anne,
Well, do you want to talk about courage, Bud? You talk about whatever you want.
no, go ahead. No,
Well,
you do your thing now. I can take a break.
okay. 3 a.m. wake up. So we usually hear that that's when the demons are visiting us. That's when, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's always a spiritual thing that they always do the 3 a.m. wake up. That people will say, "Oh, that's spirit," but physically, 3 a.m. wake ups, our liver starts to go into action and start working between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. And I think, and also cortisol starts to pump into your body because it's preparing your body to wake up, to get, because cortisol is all, it's a hormone, it's a stress hormone inside our body, but it is also something that is created inside our body, to wake us up, to become alert, all that kind of stuff. So the body starts to create cortisol around 3 to 4 a.m. and the liver starts to like go into action and start for the day and prepare itself between 3 and 4 a.m. So I would say that's the cortisol being produced in your body between that time is probably why the liver is also having to wake up at that time. So, and if you have a stagnant liver or a toxic liver or anything like that, you're going to be woken up because it's waking up the body, like, and all that cortisol, it's waking up the body, and that's why you can't go back to sleep. So having a healthy liver will help you not be woken up during those times and get back to sleep. So yeah, that's the 3 a.m. thing, in a physical sense. But then you have the spiritual sense of it too, of what happens, like, we do become more spiritually sensitive around that. I noticed that my dreams will become a lot more not heightened, but I can connect, and I can connect to spirit quite easily in my dreams in that 3 a.m. to time that I'm supposed to wake up. Like, my dreams from when I first fall asleep throughout the night might not be very psychic, but if I wake up at that 3 a.m. to 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and I fall back to sleep, my dreams will always be very psychic. Like, I'll always pick up, like, at the moment, like, I'm picking up my children and I can just see all these different parts of them and what's going on. And but they're all those earlier morning. So I would say that there must be something spiritually. I would say it's probably also our consciousness. And, like, when we sleep, we have four waves of consciousness. So we have, like, alpha, we have beta, we have two other states of consciousness. I can't remember. And scientifically, they they've scientifically found that when we're in our beta sleep, our spirit actually does leave our body and visits other different realms, and depending what chakra it's coming out of. So when you're in that state of sleep, I would say if you get woken up out of that state of sleep and you go back into it, you probably can, like, spiritually do more things. I don't know, there must be a reason to all of that. But the physical thing is the liver and cortisol. And that's why if you're getting woken up in those times and you're not being able to get back to sleep very easily, those two things are out of whack. You need to rebalance them better, and your cortisol is like way too high, and it's just waking you up and keeping you awake, and then the anxiety comes in, and then the cortisol's, you know, going up, even spiking up even higher, because that's what cortisol is. It's a stress hormone. So, and then if the liver is not well, it's waking you up at that time and you're not being able to get back to sleep. That's because you've got some kind of stagnation in it, and it's not being able to work properly, so it's waking you up. Because we should be able to sleep through these things and then wake up naturally, the way our bodies are creating these things to wake up to, and have the right amount of cortisol when we do wake up, so we're awake. If you have a healthy liver, when you wake up naturally, you're supposed to feel energy. You're not supposed to wake up feeling tired. That's the whole point of sleeping, is to re-energize. So you should be waking up feeling re-energized. And if you're not, and you're having those 3 a.m. wake ups and you're just groggy, you need to maybe do a bit of a liver, cleansing, or rebalance out the cortisol. Maybe drinking too much coffee during the day, and yeah, so that's the 3 a.m. wake up.
Yes.
I found
Yeah,
that very interesting, but
no, go ahead.
no, I found that very interesting. The 3 a.m. wake up with the liver and the cortisol, because I've always every time the 3 a.m. thing gets talked about, everyone always goes into the spiritual aspect of it, and the demons are visiting you. It's demons. Demons are waking you up, but it's like, no, there's also your liver and your cortisol that are waking you up. So maybe,
And yeah, I think it can be a spiritual thing too, I guess. I
eh,
mean,
I think it's both. I think it's
yeah.
both. I think it's everything. Like it's. I always say, when there's everything's physical, there's a spiritual aspect. Like the two and two go hand in hand. It's never we make it so that it's apart. It's a bit like with our feet. We have disconnected, but really, if something physical is happening to you, there's a spiritual aspect manifesting from the physical, or the physical thing is manifesting from the spiritual aspect of it. So, when you have a sick liver, that spiritually is not good for you. Like, I think all of it goes hand in hand. So, and we're very sensitive spiritually at that time, the 3 a.m. Wake up. And I do think there's a lot more spirits around at 3 a.m. I do believe that. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, that 3 a.m. call is,
Well, they have no concept of time, so
no,
they're
but
not.
it
They're
must
not.
be
Yeah,
something. But it might be something about us, like, because we're sleeping and we're in those states of consciousness that we're more contactable, so more can flood in. I don't know. That's what I mean. Like the spiritual aspect, I don't know, because I'm not dead. I'm not in
but
that.
there's a block there, and you have a block. Obviously, if you've got this going on, that's your solar plex.
Mm-hmm,
The cortisol comes from the solar plex. That is a stress hormone that comes from the belly.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And then the liver, the solar plex. So there you got a block there.
mm-hmm.
So
That's what.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's the three. I got woken up for a very long time at 3:33. Every time I wake up and look at the clock, it'd be 3:33. I'm like,
Mm-hmm,
what the heck? And it kept happening. And so finally one night I just got up and I'm like, okay, spirit, what do I need? What do I need to know? What is it that, is going on here? And sure enough, shortly after that, I started suffering from kidney stones and gallbladder stones. So
mm-hmm.
you're absolutely
It's the
right.
block there. Mm-hmm,
Hmm. And that is when the body, the liver and the kidneys and the gallbladder is flushing out, is
mm-hmm.
between, I believe, anywhere between 2 and 4 in the morning.
Yep.
I think we're all different. So I mean, but that
Mm-hmm.
is what in Arab or in Chinese medicine, that's what they say. And I love Chinese medicine, so I believe
Mm-hmm.
it.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well,
it's
I guess it's all starting like a car engine, because when you wake up in the morning, a healthy body is meant to go to the toilet between 6 and 8 a.m. And so I guess, and all those things are things that help us flush our systems out. So it would make sense that they're all like starting up at those times. As like, if whenever I think about my digestive system, I always picture, because I have strong visualization. I always picture a car motor, and it's like one thing's got to go and then feed that thing, and then that thing goes and it feeds that thing, and then that thing goes. And that's how I visualize my digestive system. So my liver, my gallbladder, my spleen, my stomach, and then my kidneys, and then your colon, and then it flushes it out. So I see all those little cogs going choo choo choo, and then the next one, and and they all got to run nice and smoothly, and be all nice and clean for that motor to run more efficiently. And when
Mhm.
the oil or the gas or it dries out, or and it's got the kidney stones, it the motor's not running well. And if the motor's not running well, then everything's not running well, and then we
Yeah,
feel sick. And yeah.
fatigue, inflammation, all of that starts to happen. And that's
Mhm.
why, again, I'm going to go back to during the seasons because we have a seasonal rhythm, which I just talked about,
Mhm.
needs to be detox. It needs to go get an oil change.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you need to go get flushed out. And
Mhm.
that's why it's, at least do 4 detoxes a year. For
Mhm.
me, it's a way of life. I just do it all the time. But that's me. That's my way of life. I just have to keep my body pure because if I don't, I get very sick and I can't handle being sick. I don't like it because I can't show up. I can't show up for everybody the way that I need to. And my medicine doesn't work the same either. If I am not well and purified and I'm not at my best, it does affect my medicine. So
Mhm. For
it's
sure.
very
I
important. Yeah.
That's another thing I saw was, with the liver, when you're waking up at that time, it's a very good chance that you have some kind of parasite issue in the liver, and especially flukes, because flukes really stagnate and do something to the liver, and it affects us. And that's one of like the signs that there's some that could be going on with your liver, is getting that wake up call, and then having to and staying awake, and your liver's just agitated because it's got
Yeah.
something in there that it can't work as well. So maybe you have a clean, like you're not an alcoholic, you have, but you've got some kind of parasitic infection in your liver, or flukes in your liver, and it's just making it that, but that's what I saw. The whole parasite thing is still like, so there's so many different opinions and stuff. So I don't know if that is definitely gospel, but that was one of the things I saw. If you're getting woken up and being kept awake at that time, and it's just all the time, that is one thing to like look for and think about, is you could have a parasitic infection in your liver, and especially flukes was the one
Yeah.
that they talked about. So yeah.
Thank you. Hold on a minute. Thank you, Victor, for joining us. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Julie and I go back live again. Have a blessed night. Thanks for joining us. And I'm sorry I didn't get to about your friend being sick, but I was going to get to that before we got off the show today. But all right. Thank you, Victor, for joining us. We super appreciate you.
Bye.
Um,
Have a good night.
bye-bye. Yep. Sleep tight. He's probably like, I better go to sleep. Oh my God, what time is it?
So
We
which
probably we
is
got his cortisol going.
I know, right? Uh,
Sorry, Victor. I'll see him in the morning though. Um,
Cortisol.
let me
Coffee,
see.
coffee gives you lots of is creates cortisol in your body. So be careful for people who drink a lot of coffee, because coffee isn't always good for cortisol levels. It can
No,
spike
just
your,
drink it in. Yeah, coffee is a
yeah,
plant. Just drink it in moderation.
yeah,
Like she said it. If you're getting a good night's rest and you're waking up, why do you need coffee if you already got a good night's sleep?
exactly. I don't drink
Think
any
about it.
coffee. No,
Think
it's
about it.
true. That's how it's supposed to work, Claudine. That's the
It
whole
makes
point of
sense.
getting
I
good night
mean,
sleep.
we get a good night's rest, but yet we got to wake up and have a cup of bean because we got to
No.
wake up. No, no,
We're
it's
supposed to be
stupid.
waking up fresh, but in society nowadays, you get very few people who will say they wake up fresh. And that's why people wake up and the first thing they go and do is they down that cup of coffee and that's their wake up. And it shouldn't, personally, in my opinion, for a consistent, natural energy and healthy, you know, waking up, you should wake up feeling fresh to a degree. You shouldn't be waking up like having to get that coffee before you can even have a conversation. Like that's how I used to live, and I now that I'm live the healthier way, and that is I don't drink coffee. I wake up and I'm flushing out my liver with celery juice. I'm eating papaya. I'm trying to get the and all of my energy I try and have as a natural energy. So I don't drink coffee, I don't have anything to like get me that buzz. I want my energy to be pure and natural for the whole day from the time I wake up, and I want that to be sustainable. So, and I have found that my all of my entire energy is so much more like it's just so much more like calmer and stable throughout the whole day. I don't have big highs, I don't have big lows. I'm just consistent and I like it. Whereas when I used to wake up, I felt crap when I would wake up. I would reach for that cup of coffee with my, whatever sugary treat to drink that because I didn't like the taste of coffee. So I would drink the coffee and have my sugary treat, my scone or whatever to take that taste of coffee away. But I had to do that just to be able to start my day. And it was like, yeah, it got me through, but my health wasn't very good.
That's
My
the
digestive,
American way. That's the American way. Look at
yeah.
what we taught you.
I like this way a lot better. I think this way works a
Yeah,
lot better for me as a person and
yeah.
for my energy, overall energy. And
I
and
wake
my
up and I like my
yeah,
mushroom coffee. I get up and I have 14 different types of mushrooms.
that's
Well, it's not coffee. It has nothing to do with coffee. Even if I put
no,
chicory in there, it still has nothing to do with coffee. But
yeah,
coffee tea. That's what I like to. I mean, I'm sorry, mushroom tea. I like to call
mushroom
it
tea.
mushroom tea. That's what I
Hmm.
like to call it. So Nova says that she wakes up, but I have no problem going back to sleep after I get a drink of water or something.
That's
I
good.
Same Nova. I get up almost every night because I do it to myself. I love water. And I will be drinking a glass of ice water, especially living in Arizona, and it's starting to get hot because we're over 100 degrees here. Well, we're not right now, we're not, but we have been. We're like, I don't know,
Mhm.
our weather's kind of weird right now. We're like just about 100 degrees. Some days we'll be over 100 and some days we're not. But anyways, I love the water. I love my water and I will drink it until I go to bed, which is so stupid of me. But so yeah, I wake up I don't know what time I wake up. I have no idea because I don't even look. I just get up, I go to the bathroom, and I go right back to bed.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think that is fine. That's self-inflicted waking up, but I know what Anne's talking about. She's talking about you're waking up at 3 in the morning, wide awake,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let's go. And
Yeah. Just
no, you're
awake.
not gonna go. Yeah. It's not time to go anywhere. You should still be sleeping because the body is still doing its thing to release the toxins out of your body through your lymphatic system and your liver, your kidneys, your lower intestines, I mean, your small intestines, your big intestines, all of that is being worked on very aggressively at that time until
Hmm.
like 6 in the morning.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
just depending on what time you go to bed. But it's very also important, and Anne and I were both talking about this. She's a nighttime eater, and I'm a nighttime eater too. I wake up, I want nothing to do with food until, probably around 5 or 6. All of a sudden, Claudine gets hungry. But that has to do with us working night shifts for so long that our circadian rhythm it was off. It was way off for a long time. Well, mine was, but I retired over 2 years ago and my circadian rhythm is on. I'm asleep by 9:30 and I'm awake by 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
So
It's not good to eat before you sleep. That is,
don't, yeah, I
it's not
don't
good for
eat
you.
anything. I try not to eat anything after 5, but sometimes, I mean, for sure, nothing after 7, you guys. I won't have
Yeah.
anything to eat. No, and if I do, it's like an orange or something very light. But I really don't. The only time I ever do that, you guys, is like when it's my mushroom club or I got something going on. I might eat a little snack because that's what we're doing. But
Mm. Never
I
like a
will.
big meal or anything heavy.
Oh no, I
Never.
will be sick. I'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, puking my brains out. That's what happens to me.
Yeah. Mm.
So I don't, I have a feeling that has to do with me being in such good rhythm with Mother Gaia and
Mm.
being so detoxed as I am. But healthy.
Mm.
I'm a very healthy person. So yeah, no, you're fine. No, if you go right back to sleep, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the
that's
people that when
good.
you wake up, you're like, boom, you're just beaming every like anxiety, everything that, just all floods in at that period, and you're just wide awake and you can't get back to sleep. And people who go through spiritual awakenings, a lot of them will comment and complain about this kind of situation happening, and that's the 3 a.m. wake up. Like, yeah, I don't know why. I wonder why that is. Like, I've met a few people that have like full spiritual away, and they're just wigging out, and they're just, yeah, they're not well, and they're like they go from nothing to like 100, and they always will complain about the 3 a.m. wake up, and that's like one of the things. And and they start sweating, and their back burns, and yeah, like, but I don't understand why it's 3 a.m. Like in
Well,
the
what does three mean? What does three mean in spirituality?
Because in all the like scary movies, Conjuring and stuff, it's always 3 a.m. They'll show the clock going to 3 a.m. And I think that's why everyone thinks it's like demon hour. But it's weird. I wonder
Um,
why it's at 3 a.m.
gosh, we
Maybe it's
no.
the because it's like maybe because it's like the going from night going back into daytime. Like maybe there's some kind of like energy like portal that we're going through or something. I don't know, but
I
I
have
just
a book of spouts what numbers are, and I was just trying to see if I can find it here in my little library. And it's a recent edition. Someone just wrote this in 2023 about it's called the new energy with the numbers mean in the new energy. But let me see if
okay.
I can find the book real quick and I'll see what it says about three.
I know three, like 13 is it's a universal number. I know 13 is a very powerful number. I know the number three has like it's like a universal or primal number, something like that. Like it's one of 3, 6, 9, all those.
Oh
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. The universal number. Yes, so it's something
mhm.
sort of significant. Okay, so there's one.
I think it's just all that cortisol pumping into your body. Like, and then if you wake up with, like, if you're in a stressful situation, or have lots of stressful thoughts going on, and then you wake up with all that cortisol naturally already being produced in your body, and then you wake up with all your stress, that creates more cortisol. I think that's what, and then the demons probably come from that stress. Like that's
Listen, listen to this. Listen to
okay.
this. This is kind of cool, okay? The power of three, or the three is so powerful. Okay, to
Mhm.
begin with, it does not have a strong foundation. It is asymmetrical. It is not in balance. If it were in balance, it would look more like an eight. Based upon its appearance, a three requires assistance to hold itself up. Because the three lacks a foundation, it will also rely upon others to help it stand firmly in its beliefs. The three has a rolling bottom, so it can move to something or back from something quite easily and
Mm.
quickly.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
The key to understanding the three is universal associated with the Trinity. in nearly all religions that we are aware of on this planet and in most cultures on other planets, the three represents a sacred triangle between you, your soul, and the higher source.
There you go. See, it's like a portal time.
The Trinity can be any of the ascended masters as well. The three represents your true connection to any three of the angelic realms who are connected directly to the council and part of the guidance system of um the vessel. Okay, but in here she says the realms of Michael, Gabriel, and Ralph. Now, anyone who knows me,
That's
those are
there's the
demons.
demons. Oh my God! Don't come
My
in hot, you
gosh,
guys.
this is so funny. This is a new book, you guys. So
That's
someone gave
great.
it
I
to me
like
at
that.
a
I like the
spiritual
idea of it
conference.
doesn't have a bottom, so it does it rolls. That's the thing. It rolls between the physical and the spiritual. Like I said, it always goes hand in hand. So it's rolling between the two dimensions at that time.
Yep, the three also is a change maker. It is a change maker, so it changes things, and which it's
Mhm.
giving, bringing you information. So the three has something to do with just bringing you information.
Mhm. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense why it's 3 a.m.
Uh, and then if you see 33, that's just enhanced twice. 3333 just keeps enhancing it. So
Mhm.
there, that's pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. I'm glad I still have that book. I knew
Me
I'll never get
too.
rid of that book because it has something, because it's a numerology book. So, and it's a
Yeah,
new
no, keep
edition.
that.
So yeah.
Our whole existence is based off of numbers. We are numbers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I always say numbers rule the world.
Yep,
That's what I
yep,
always say.
yep. Sure does.
Yep. And then numbers lead to money, which is the root of all evil in my
Yep,
books. That's for me.
yep. It's all about the numbers.
It
Numbers
is.
numbers always have very strong meanings, and if you keep seeing the same number somewhere, just like if you have a digital clock and you just keep seeing it and it's like 11:22 and 11:22 and 11:22, you have to, why do I keep seeing these numbers? So
I always
numbers.
do. And I just say thank you. Yesterday on June 1st at 11:11 on
Hmm.
June 1st on my phone, I was like, oh, thank you, Spirit. I just say thank you when I see a bunch of double digits. I think to me, it's
Same,
just a message of saying, hey, Claudine, bravo.
same. I
Yeah.
know. I agree with you because
And
yeah.
okay, so I guess let's go ahead. We have enough time here. I'll have to talk about the courage and the fear tomorrow. Maybe I can get to that one tomorrow, or we can do it next Monday. Not a big deal. Monday, Tuesday. My Monday, your Tuesday. Um,
Mhm.
we can do, since we were talking a little bit about detoxing, you guys, and it's going to be time here pretty soon to do the detox. And Ann and I are always talking about how much information is out there. It seems like now detoxing, I'm hearing about parasites and people talking about them more and more now. So it
Yes, I
seems to be
agree.
more
Everyone is.
mainstream. It's becoming mainstream. So I'm really
Yep.
happy to hear that it's becoming, I guess, what a fad. Anne and I have been on this journey for quite some time. We're very knowledgeable when it comes to the parasites,
Mhm.
not just the ones that live inside of you, but the ones that live around you and the ones that are in the authorical field and how those get
Mhm.
attached to you. But the
Mhm.
first thing, and you just don't go detox. You just don't go and all of a sudden start pounding yourself with a ton of ivermectin or
Even the
uh,
natural stuff, papaya seeds, cloves,
or papaya
all
seeds
of it.
or yeah, or dandelion or wormwood. You just don't
Mhm.
start putting this in your body. You can actually make things a lot worse.
Yeah.
The first thing you want to do, and I just want to touch on this since we're gonna be talking about detoxing and getting people's detox, get you guys going. Sorry, I can't talk here now. For the solstice. Okay. And the number one thing you got to do is you've got to do what we call a channel of elimination. Um, channel elimination. Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
I call it.
Mhm.
It seems like it
You got
should be
to open the
eliminate.
pathways, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Seems like it should be eliminations of channels, but but okay.
Mhm.
Anyways, Um, an elimination of channels, why you want to, I'll let Ann talk about this. Ann, you go ahead and talk about why you want to do the very first thing, probably about 2 weeks before you start your heavy detox, why you want to eliminate those channels.
Well, I know the pathways. Are we talking about the same thing? Opening your
It's the
pathway?
same thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, if you have stagnation in your body and the pathways aren't all opened up, it's all just going to sit in there. So when you go and you kill a parasite in your body, when the parasite dies, it lets out all its toxins and all its eggs, and it just has this explosion. And that explosion sits is back inside your body. So when the pathways aren't opened up, all that stuff just stays inside your body. It doesn't go anywhere, and it gets stuck, and it will make you sick. It will make you more bloated. It will give you even more pain in your body. Like, you have to open all those pathways up so that you have to think of it almost like a stream throughout your body. And if that stream is like not opened up and it's all stagnated, or it can't flow through, all of that die off, and all those parasites, toxins and stuff are just sitting there in your body, and they're not being able to leave your body. It's not the same as pooping. Like, it's not the same as when you sit on the toilet and you poop stuff out. This is like throughout your whole body, because you got parasites in your head all the way down to your feet. Like, they're everywhere because they're just tiny, tiny little things. So they're sitting all throughout all the different pathways in your body, like everywhere. So you got to open all that stuff up. I think Claudine is better with this, with opening the pathways. I
She's,
just
yeah,
know.
you're on it though. You're on it. So I've started my regimen, writing down my regimen, you guys. I have it actually ready to go to put on my website. Um, so this is what it's going to look like on my website. Okay. It's going to be called the goals of the detox. So the goal of eliminating the channels is one, open and clear detox channels. Okay. So you want to clear and detox those channels. Okay. And then dissolve stagnant bile and soften gallstones. Okay. Or kidney stones. Okay.
Mhm.
That's the first thing you're going to, most likely, you want to get those out if they're there. Improve blood and liver filtration.
Mhm.
Okay. And then hydrate the lymph nodes and your bowels, because your bioducts need to get opened up. So these are the
Mhm.
channels that we're talking
Yeah.
about: the lymphatic system, the bioducts, the
Yeah.
kidneys, the liver. So those are the when we're saying elimination channels, those are the channels that we are referring to. And then we also do this to prevent, this is number one, you guys, reabsorbing reabsorbing the toxins back into your body. If you do not do the channels of elimination, you're going to reabsorb all of those toxins.
Mhm.
So that is why this is so important, to open up the channels. If you're already a pretty good pooper, like you go every day, because I've got to tell you this right now, if you're eating 3 meals a day and you're eating 1 pound of food each meal, you better be pooping out 1 pound of food, which that would be 3 pounds of food the very next day.
It's
Facts.
true.
Because if you're not pooping it out, where's it going?
Yeah.
The body
It's in your
is
body.
absorbing it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that is where the parasites feed off of.
Mhm.
That is how you're feeding them. So, doing the elimination of toxins, or channels, whatever you want to call it, I'm sure there's a lot of names out there for it, is very important to do. So, like I said, I got a regimen, a simple one. I think that people should do this the first 2 weeks before they go into the detox. What do you think, Anne? Or even maybe a month before?
I think so. I think so.
Uh-huh.
I,
Because in that, yeah, because that way you'll get out, if you have it, it'll start getting rid of the fatty liver,
mhm.
the kidney stones, and the gallstones.
Mhm.
get those out. And I didn't even know that I had kidney stone. I had no idea when I started this, but that was the way that I was guided to do, to do my detox. And that was the very first thing that I got out of me. Oh
Mm.
gosh, how long ago was that? That was what, 2, 3 years ago that all started?
Yeah, something like
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
We've been doing this
Yeah.
for a long time, Claudine.
I
And we've
know,
been doing this
forever.
since 2020. Like that's when
Yeah.
it kind of like started, and then by 22 you were full into detoxing parasites. Like I started, I think this is where I went wrong with parasite killing, with cleansing or whatever detoxing, is I killed parasites. I did the killing with the stuff I was eating, but I never did the binders. And I think I made myself more sick because there was a couple years that I've been really struggling and really bloated, especially in my gut. And my mind has not been like real sharp. Like I feel a lot sharper now. And I was like, but I've done parasite detox. And I'm like, my pathways weren't open properly. Like I've had a very stagnant liver. So obviously that wasn't working. But yeah, I think I killed off parasites, but the die off was left in my body. And because I kept gaining weight, I'm just gaining and gaining, gaining, and I'm not eating that much. And it's like, I felt not very well, but I think that's what I did wrong is I didn't do it properly. I went after the parasites, but I didn't flush them out of my body. So the toxins were getting left in my body and they were making me more sick. So,
Because the die-off they have, and we'll go into that
yeah,
down the road, but
yeah,
the number one thing I think just get people started is we'll just work on the elimination. And
yes.
that's what we're going to do this month. That's a really good thing I think that we're going to focus on this month, you guys, is starting to get you guys ready for this. I will have yeah, she likes her coffee in the morning, and
That's
that's fine,
okay.
Nova. I
You're
mean, if
not the kind
you're
of person I'm talking about.
yeah, if you're having one cup of coffee in the morning, that's fine. I mean, it is a diuretic. In time though, as you get healthier, you will break away from that. Your
Yeah,
body's not going to want it anymore. You're not going to need it. You're going to wake up with all the energy you need, Nova, but you're
yeah,
still healing. So,
it's
um,
okay.
oh, my mom just chimed in here. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Yeah, my mom's going through some stuff too. She just realized that she was having taken some of pharmaceuticals hasn't been sitting very well in her gut lately. So she's starting to make some changes with herself too with the pharmaceuticals, which I'm really happy. And to get these channels cleaned out, it's going to be really simple. I'm going to just start with for you guys to use a malic acid, which malic acid comes in apples. It's just a natural acid that's inside of apples and all kinds of other stuff, all kinds of citric food. But I'll have all this stuff on my website. So if you guys want to purchase, you can purchase from me or get your own. And the malic acid is what will start flushing the kidney stones and the gallbladder stones. Um, and start cleaning those channels out. It really works. I use the capsules. It's so much easier because I cannot drink that much apple juice. It's way too much sugar for me. Oh, it makes my tummy hurt so bad. Okay. And then beet juice,
So beetroot.
beetroot juice.
Yes.
That
Okay.
is going to be in the regimen too. So hopefully you like beet juice. If not, I will be switching that to beet capsules. You could take beet capsules, but nothing works better than beet juice.
I
Ann and
love
I
it.
both are
I do that.
addicted to this stuff.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the beet juice is most of the places where you buy all organic beet juice in the grocery stores has apples in it, has lemon or apple juice in it.
Hmm.
So there you go. You've got
Oh.
some more malic acid, natural malic acid in it too. And
Mm.
then for the liver support, dandelion, milk thistle, ginger artichoke, and not the wormwood, not yet. Not yet. That'll be for the detox. And again, I have that tea on my website, and I also have the capsules. And I just went foraging for some fresh dandelion over the weekend. So while I was,
Very nice. I love
yeah, yeah,
dandelion.
I
My
know.
my my liver seems to like dandelion more than milk thistle. Like dandelion really kicks it into action, and I feel it, and I feel it flushing. out of the two, because I buy both. Like I've tried both, and dandelion just works wonders. I got dandelion root at the moment, and I do it as a tea with cinnamon and cloves, and I drink that all day. And when I finish using it, I go and I eat the actual like sediment, and I eat the dandelion root and chew it, and I find it
Oh, it's so
really
good. Yeah, it's so
is.
yummy. It
It
is. I
My
really
liver
like
loves
it.
it. Mm.
And I have all that available. It'll be available on my website. Not the beet juice though. You guys will have to go get that at the
Just go
store.
buy it.
Yeah.
I buy the beetroot from the supermarket, from the fruit shop, and I blend it up and I put it through the cheesecloth, and or if you have a juicer, just put it through there.
Yeah,
But
that would
beetroot
be
juice,
better. Yeah, natural beet juice, there's nothing like it.
it's
It's so
so good.
good.
Yeah. You don't
Um,
need a cup of coffee. You have beetroot juice in the morning, and your liver, it's like giving sugar to your liver. Like the way your liver takes it in and it soothes it. Celery juice is the other one, but beetroot juice, I always find my liver just, it's almost like my liver just goes, yummy, thank you. Thank you for giving this to me. Like, it loves
Mine
it.
says drink the whole I want to drink the whole bottle. It's so, but I don't do it. I go ahead and just have my 4 ounces
It's
um
good.
and that and I
Real
can
good.
just feel it working through my body because I do it while I'm fasting. So that's
Mm,
kind of how I break my fast is by having my beet juice. I didn't have it
mm.
today because I left it at home, but I got to go get some more.
Don't you
But yeah,
find that you just feel soothed when you drink it? Like it's a soothe. Yeah, that's the liver. I feel like that's the liver just going, oh, thank you for feeding me. And like,
and the kidneys,
yeah,
it works
all
so
of it.
good. The kidneys love it, love it, love it, love it. And let me tell you, during my detox on a fast, when I had it, I flushed out a ton of black flakes, just little
Mm-hmm.
the best way for me to describe it, I want to say, is like like I had a salad and I had
Mm-hmm.
leaves in there and they were black.
Mm-hmm.
That's how thin they were. Maybe that's what they were. They were leaves that got stuck. Salad leaves are in my kidneys. But anyways, I felt that come out of my kidneys. I felt the whole thing. I was like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
that was so cool. That was really, yeah, that all came from
Yeah,
my
good,
kidneys. Yeah. Um,
good.
and then we're going to add some binders. We're going to go ahead and I will have activated charcoal on my website. And
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have some zeolite. I got some really good zeolite. I've got to capsule it. So those two things will be available on my website. But another thing, a binder that I really like that I'll try to get some. I don't know, or maybe I'll try and make it. But is chlorophyll,
Chlorella, chlorophyll.
chlorella, and or chlorophyll. They are different,
Mm-hmm.
but either
Yeah.
one of them, chlora, that is a really good binder too. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I like those two is because they taste so yummy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can take chlorophyll and you can actually buy it in a tincture. And I don't know if you've seen this, and it tastes kind of minty, and you can put it in your water and just drink it
Okay.
that way. Yeah.
I'm like,
So
I'm
that's really interesting. Yeah, I was going to send you some when I send your box
okay.
next week. And
Awesome.
then additional things is like castor oil pack, sauna, sweat therapy, chi
Mm-hmm.
machine, doing yoga, and these will be
Mm-hmm.
things that will be part of the regimen. It'll all be in on my website, you guys. And then it's going to talk about how you're going to do the 1 week detox. I mean, I'm going to put it down daily, how you're going to use all this stuff daily. And I think that this is something that should be done at least a good 10 days before we start the detox.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 10
I agree.
days. 10 days, and then we'll get those
Yeah.
channels elimination cleared out. And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, we'll get the detox. And yes, all the stuff will be on my website. I haven't written out all my regimen for the detox yet because there's going to be a couple different types of detoxes. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just going to be, it's going to be
Not one.
targeting different areas of the body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they want to target the flukes, if they want to target the candida. It's going to be up
Mm-hmm.
to the individual person on which one they want to, what parasite they want to target. And then they'll be able to choose.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Yeah.
plan. It sounds good. Because
Yeah.
like it's becoming big, the parasite thing. I even see, I have one person that is like does all like, if it's not in the Bible, it's not, if it's not spoken about in the Bible, we don't. And he's even done a thing where parasites are talked about in the Bible, and he gives the verse and translates it, and and that's the parasites. Like, like everything he does has come from the Bible. That's how he works. But he's even got there that parasites are in the Bible and that we should detox them out of our bodies. So everyone's talking about the parasites. Even the full-on Jewish Christian people are bringing it up from the Bible. So these parasite things, like I think the whole parasite thing is going to start becoming more of a thing that's mainstream, that we're going to start seeing a lot more of. Get these parasites out of you. And but we
Well,
need
we've
we,
been
we need
sorry,
to
you guys.
do it the safe way. Like
Yes.
it, yeah. I think it's I personally, whenever I see this parasite stuff, I feel such a like someone needs to be responsible with what with what they're telling people. Like, you can't just tell people go and kill the parasites, go eradicate these things out of your body, go take this parasite there's a whole process to it. Like, it's not just go take a tablet and they're gone, go take ivermectin and you're all gone. There's a
Yeah.
process, and if
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
do it properly, you can make yourself more sick. So, you
And it's
know,
all about the your body reabsorbing the toxins that they release in your body. You can end up with more diseases, honestly.
exactly.
It could be so much worse. And that's why it's so important for me to be able to be here to help people, and you too, Ann. That's the whole reason why we do this, you guys. The
Mm-hmm.
reason we come on here and we come live, I mean, it's not easy. This is not easy what Ann and I do. Trust me. I don't like being the center of attention. I don't like being on camera. I have a fear of it. Um, and so does Ann. I mean, we talked about doing this for years, and we
Yeah.
finally started doing it. Did we start doing it this year or last year? We started doing our
This
videos
year, this
this
year,
year.
we
We
started. Oh, we
finally
started at Christmas time, just as we were coming into this year.
okay. We're going 5 months on this, and we're going strong. And as you're seeing, we're growing. You know, from if you watch our very first video to this video, you're going to see we are starting to get a little bit more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But still, I still get nervous every time we come on here. My armpits sweat. I get sweaty behind my
I'm not too bad. I kind of block out this bit of it, because I just feel like if anyone is going to listen to what we have to say and it helps them, that's all I care about.
That's all
So
we care about.
that's
Yep.
all I care about. Because honestly, when I went through everything I went through in 2020, I wish I had someone or something that I could go to that was like not just all spiritual talk, but physical mixed with this, like just a bit of guidance in both the physical and spiritual. And I was looking for anyone to help me. So I wish I had something like this that I could listen to, especially like with all this new stuff coming out, parasites and this and that, and EMF, like what's good, what's bad. I it's nice when you can go somewhere and, oh yeah, well that's what that means, and have a bit of guidance with what you're doing, in especially when you're doing things with your body. When you're taking parasite medication and trying to eradicate some of this stuff, like, you want to know what you're doing. You don't want to just be, you know going flicking through videos and trying to, oh, but they said to do this, they said to do that. Like,
But they don't say anything about the binders, and they don't
they
say
never do.
anything about the channels of elimination, and it could be very dangerous. And that's why I'm glad that this has been part of our path, Anne. This is part of our
Mm-hmm.
spiritual path that we had to figure this out. Don't you remember when we used to see the damn things? I used to see them in my eyes, remember? And I'd be like, oh my
Yep.
gosh, what the heck is this stuff? And
I don't see that anymore when I close my eyes. I
oh
don't
no,
see it.
no, I don't see the parasite anymore. No,
Me
I
either.
no, no, I don't see that. Oh my, the things that Ann and I used to think, oh my gosh, you guys, we literally thought we were being like possessed with something, and then we figured
It's just
finally,
parasites.
finally figured out, oh, we got a worm inside of us. Okay.
Yeah, that's how they're talking to us. Well, they're connected to the archons, so, and if we're gonna
Oh,
go deeper. They're connected to the aliens in the ocean.
Of course they, yeah. Well, that's how much we've been shown. That's how much my visions have been hers to where these all come from. We literally know where they come from. So
Well,
it's okay though.
Ryan Garcia said that there are aliens in the ocean and they watch us, and when they want us to be sick, they stick something up into your gut and they can turn it on. How would that happen? You have a parasite infection in there that they can switch on. Where did the parasites come from? How are they connected to them? The ocean. So,
They're like damp, wet spaces, like you said, and they actually
yes.
were put on us by the May. I'm going to say this word again wrong. The praying mantis, the May wait, is that May praying mantis? The praying mantis
Mm. But they have
bug,
to live in water, these
huh?
parasites. They live in our waters. So, like, they don't
Right.
live in dry spaces. They live in damp water, like in our body. So it kind
But
of
the
makes
May
sense.
branches are the ones who design these because that's what they're good at. They're good at designing parasites uh, to control us through the AI. It's all done
Mhm.
through AI. They can
Mhm.
do it. They
Exactly.
have our kill switch. They have our kill switch, and it has to do with the parasites. And this doesn't stop. This will never stop as long as they are spraying those skies, and we are eating food that is tainted with bad chemicals.
Mhm.
We're the fight's on. The fight's always going to be on with the parasites. But hey, if they come in, we're going to know how to release them now. We know how to get rid of them.
Mhm.
We're not going to let them stick inside of us anymore because we are going to be purified, right?
Yep. Because we have become more aware of
More
these things.
aware, more aware. But at the same time, we still got to, and we got to take that initiative to do, grow our own food and, or
Mhm.
to support the farmers. I'm hoping someday that we get it together and we figure it out. We all should be living down the street from a farm.
Mhm. We should
We should.
all be
Problem solved.
getting, yeah. We should all be getting nice, natural, clean food and fruit that is not toxic to our bodies, but that's just not how it is anymore. But it's how it should be. That's what we are, mother's children. We should be getting our food how mother gives it to us. But not now. Now it's
Exactly.
all tasted and played with and commercialized, and you have fast foods that have been created to slow down a human and make them sick, and yeah, it's all agenda food. And it's the if you think about it, we're the host. So how do you control the host? What you put into the host's body. Like, so of course it's going to be through food, diet, poisons, toxins. It kind of just all makes sense. We think we're just us human and we're walking around and we're all so cool, and but if you're whatever you're putting in your mouth, like, you're being controlled. If you're not taking any notice of that, and you're being controlled. You're being controlled by your food, you're being controlled by your alcohol, you're being controlled about whatever substance you need,
Pharmaceuticals.
to feed those things, to you know make them keep living inside you. And yeah, I don't know. It kind of all makes sense. We are the host, and they control the host through what they put into our bodies. And they have figured this out from a long time ago.
They're
We're
smarter than
just
us.
Yes, we have just come around to under and going, hey, wait a second, what's going on here? But they've been doing this for a long time. I think there's even a contract or something, a really old contract in the Freemasons that that people have come across, and it's some kind of contract where they say they understand that they will be in this society where they will poison our waters, they will poison our foods, they will make us sick, and it's all these different things, and it's all through what we eat, consume. But yeah, to keep us sick, to keep us unwell, to keep us you know having to
Yeah.
work harder. Yeah, so
And then they give us visuals through the movies,
yep,
through the movies of the visuals of what these parasites, whatever, call them demons, Satan,
yep,
devil, and they ghost,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
and
all of it.
all of it, all of it. And that's just what the world that we live in. And well, those are the lords of the planet. That's not us, you guys. That's not who we are. But
Mhm.
that is who the lords that run this planet are. And
Yeah.
I
And then we
should
have
say,
demons. We
yep,
have anxiety demons. We have depression demons. We have anger,
provoking.
provoking. What's it? Familiar spirits that travel through our bloodlines. That they can have depression. They can have you know whatever attached to that familiar spirit, and that can connect with us more. And I think when you have parasites in your body and your body's sick, they can connect with you a lot easier. That's my opinion
Well,
anyway.
they can they take you for a joyride. They go in your body, they steal your looch, they steal your energy, they make you think all these crazy things,
Mm-hmm.
and they make you think that you need to have these pharmaceuticals, you need to have this alcohol, you need to have this bad food, you need to
Mm-hmm.
have this bad behavior, you need to have this anxiety, you need to have this depression, you need to have this cancer. Da, 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 da. But
Yeah,
well,
because
you
they
guys,
work
we
through us.
yep, they do. They sure do. And we just got to fight back, push back. Okay, so we're at our 2 hour mark, you guys, and
Mm-hmm.
we are done for the evening.
Yep.
I just want to say we love you all, and we see you, and we hope to see you again next Monday and Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Have a
Have a
merry
great
everything, you guys.
week.
Yeah, bye-bye. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock with Julie with a spiritual show that flows. So if you missed this, we'll be kind of talking about the same thing, but not really. I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow morning because I'll be with a whole new host, co-host. All right, you guys, peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.